If you're watching this video, you're probably wondering what's the first step in getting started in Airbnb and short-term rentals. Well, I'm gonna give you the 5 steps to starting a successful Airbnb business right here on The Fearless Investor. Make sure you love this video and comment with what your number 1 biggest takeaway is. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Kyle Stanley. This is the Fearless Investor channel, and I know if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking to yourself, where in the world do I start? And that's where I want to help you today, but I know it can be scary. I know it can be overwhelming. I know you can get a lot of information out there that makes you think that this seems way too complicated, but I want to keep it so simple for you today that you can put fear in the rearview mirror and just put all that overwhelm behind you. Number 1, you need to start with the end goal in mind. Now, what do I mean by that? There's a few different things. Number 1 is, where is that income goal for you that's going to create the solution to whatever problem you currently have? Maybe that is you want to leave your job. Maybe that is you want to spend more time with family, or you want to be able to go on those vacations with your family and you just can't quite afford that right now. Start with that end goal in mind and put a timeline to that as well. You probably heard this before, but it's an acronym for creating SMART goals. SMART is the acronym. S stands for specific, making sure it's a specific down to the dollar or down to the exact goal, measurable goal, and that's what the M is. M is measurable. A, is it attainable? R, is it realistic? And T, what's the timeline? If you can follow that acronym, typically that's gonna help you get the SMART goal. Now, along with that SMART goal needs to be really the strategy, right? And what I mean by that is the exit strategy. So there's multiple ways to doing Airbnb, and if you don't know which way you're gonna be focusing on, you can kind of get lost in the whole shuffle of all this. So if you don't currently know the 5 ways to get started in Airbnb, make sure you go to that video right now on my channel. It just popped up on your screen, and it'll teach you how to either own, how to arbitrage, how to co-host, or even how to house hack with Airbnb. Now, once you have those goals, you have that purpose, and you have that realistic strategy and timeline all tied to this, you're ready to go. So let's get the boring stuff out of the way. Let's get the LLC and the contracts ready to go. So I don't want to overcomplicate this step, especially with the LLC. It's super simple. Either go to your Secretary of State website, get it set up in your own state, or you can go to one of these independent agents. Either way, I would make sure to consult with a Airbnb or real estate friendly lawyer to make sure you're getting on the right path. Number 3, marketing materials. It's important that you look professional, and in a day like today, what better way to look professional than with a website? You can spend all your time making really cool looking business cards on Vistaprint, but the way I look at a business card is, here, you throw this away. I don't know. I don't get a lot of use out of business cards. I don't get calls from people with business cards. I get calls from people because I do a really good job for someone. I get referrals, and my website looks really stinking good. And guess what? You don't have to be a website design expert in order to do this. All you have to do is go to a place like Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and you can get a website made for you for pretty much under a couple $100. I had one made for me for $80. And just a few details that you want on that website, really just, it can be a 1-page along with an About Us section, our services, and then a Contact Us page. In those services, again, it depends on what you're gonna be doing. Are you doing arbitrage? Are you doing co-hosting? Are you doing ownership? Are you doing all 3 combined? Make sure you're specific about what service, what problem you are solving for your clients. And then eventually, when you get an entire portfolio of properties, you can have a nice little section called Book Us Now, and that also is going to help you take direct bookings and even look more professional to the people and the landlords that you'll be servicing in the future. So now that you've got the plan, you've got the LLC, and you've got the look, it's time to set up lots and lots and lots and lots of meetings. Here's the meetings that I would focus on. First of all, who do you know personally that either owns a house or is looking to invest in another house? Number 2, realtors. Number 3, property managers. Number 4, lenders. And number 5, real estate investors. These are the kinds of people that you want to sit down, whether it's over coffee, a quick phone call, or especially if it's a cold relationship and you don't really know them. Show up to their office and say, hey, when's a good time that I can set up a 10-minute meeting with you? I wanna show you everything that I've got that can help you or help your clients. These are things that I did in the beginning by talking to people that honestly I didn't even know would be interested in this, and just telling them what I was doing. they were like, hey, I've got a house, or hey, we're looking to buy another house. And because they saw that I had a little bit of knowledge about this, I was able to have those conversations with them. Then with the realtors, the real estate professionals, everyone that I talked about there, from property managers to lenders, real estate investors, and real estate agents, getting them together in a room is gonna be the best use of your time. The number one thing I did for my business was I spoke at a meetup group here in Fresno, California for a couple hours about Airbnb. I was young in my business. I only had 6 properties at the time. But because I knew what I was doing at this point, people saw me as the expert and my phone started ringing off the hook. But in between all that, anytime I met a real estate agent, I asked them, hey, are you looking for adding another tool to your tool belt so that when an investor comes in and thinks, hey, I want to buy an investment home and doesn't necessarily have the numbers to work it out, I can help be that solution for you. And so I had lots of conversations like that. And because of that, I started to become known as the Airbnb guy in town. So here's what that's gonna do for you. Everyone in the beginning thinks, hey, I gotta start with Zillow, I gotta start with HotPads. And these are great places for cold leads. It's free information, and absolutely you should go there. But how much better of a conversation, how much more constructive of a conversation would it be if someone were to come to you and said, hey, my friend John said that you are the best person to talk to about Airbnb. I've got some questions. You've already been given that credibility so that you don't have to build up credibility with that person. That's the biggest thing between you and trust with a potential client, is what kind of credibility and experience do you have. So if you have that conversation with all these different people that are bringing you leads and saying, Kyle's the best person to talk to, Sally's the best person to talk to, John's the best person to talk to about Airbnb, think about that for a second. How much easier of a business is that to build than one where you're having to constantly call instead of meeting with people that you don't know who are your potential clients. All right, guys, number 5, the 5th step to getting started in an Airbnb business is shout what you're doing to the world, especially on social media. One of my mentors told me, if everyone in your network does not know what you're doing, then you do not have a business. The way that I took that is, if 999 people know what I'm doing, but that 1,000th person doesn't know what I'm doing, then I haven't done my job. I will tell you this right now, if you are not telling people what you're doing, and especially sharing on social media, maybe it's your website, maybe it's, hey, I'm at this house and I'm getting ready to do a meeting with the landlord about Airbnb. Here's the house, here's what I like about this house, and doing a quick photo or video, live video. Maybe it's just, writing out something in long form of like why you decided to get an Airbnb. If you're not doing things like that at least once a week, then people have no idea what you're doing. I've gotten calls from friends from high school that I haven't talked to in over 10 years that are like, hey, I've got a house and I want you to Airbnb it, or I want to learn more about how I can Airbnb it and use you to help me out with that. It has been the number one way that my business has gotten leads that I never expected to come in, and it's because I'm just telling people exactly what I'm doing. And number 6, a bonus way, it's a mentor. Now, I know you guys have heard me talk about this a lot, and here's the thing. The reason I'm so passionate about what I offer for mentorship and for my course is because that's exactly where I started. If I didn't have the course that I had, there's no way I would be where I'm at today. Now, the one thing that course didn't give me was additional coaching and one-on-one and group coaching help. And that's where I'm going to come in and give you that missing piece. So if you go down to the description below and click on the Kickstart course, you're gonna see everything that I provide to help you get from 0 to 6 figures in maybe even under a year, because we've had students do that, and do it with a roadmap that you don't have to guess what the next steps are. All you have to do is follow from A to Z. So go check that out, and if nothing else, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also check out our website, fearlesskyle.com, that has all of our free resources to help you get started in Airbnb and conquer this world of short-term rentals. We'll see you next time.